Hello, thank you for joining me for today's staff training over Gifted and Talented. Both OVCA and Insight School of Oklahoma have a Gifted and Talented program. Today we will talk about the staff serving in the Gifted and Talented program, how we identify gifted and talented learners, and what are some of the supports that we offer in the virtual setting. So at both schools, the Gifted and Talented coordinator is myself, Nicole Ellison, and then our Gifted and Talented teacher is Amy Conder. Both OVCA and ISOK also each have a Gifted Advisory Committee, which meets in person at least twice annually to review the program and evaluate the effectiveness of the program. The committee is comprised of teachers, the gifted staff, and parents within the program. At OVCA and Insight, we identify gifted students through a variety of methods. The first method is through documentation from the previous school. If that information is submitted to our registrar or our gifted staff, then we are able to identify the student as gifted if they were previously identified in their educational setting before enrolling with us. Next, if they've not previously been identified, we can administer the NGAT-2 ability test. Ms. Amy Conder administers that, and if the student scores in the 97 percentile or higher, then they are automatically identified as gifted. The third area is through a multi-criteria rubric. This can be through a variety of assessment scores or a talent recommendation form, a personal recommendation form, and a demonstration form. So if the student is, for example, talented in a specific instrument and they have demonstrated that talent and been recognized through state or national areas, then that student might qualify to also be a part of the program, and that rubric would help identify that student. At OVCA and Insight, once a student is identified, we consider them always identified, so a student does not have to re-qualify for this program annually. If you, as a staff member, would like to refer a student to the Gifted and Talented program, you can complete a survey, which will be shared out with you throughout the school year, to refer the student. Ms. Conder, our gifted teacher, monitors those survey responses weekly and then follows up directly on all referrals. Another option might be that if a parent wants to refer their student to the program and they have the information, they can also use that referral link. Students can be referred at any time in the school year. Perhaps you want to know if a student on your caseload is already identified as a gifted and talented student. You can find that information by searching for the student in TVS, clicking on the Special Programs tab, and then checking to see if the box next to ALP is checked. When a student is identified in our school, the gifted teacher or gifted coordinator would be the only ones to check that box or uncheck that box for a student. We don't want anyone else marking that so that we don't get any confusion as to who is truly identified and participating into the gifted program. Once a student is marked in TVS, they are also added to a classroom for gifted and talented. Participating in our gifted and talented offerings is optional for our students, but we do highly recommend them to receive this additional support. Gifted and talented students receive an individualized gifted plan. This is updated annually. They receive pull-out supplemental enrichment opportunities with the gifted teacher virtually. They also receive the opportunity to attend in-person supplemental enrichment opportunities around the state each month. The gifted students receive additional academic and engagement supports from the gifted teacher, and the gifted teacher also helps ensure proficiency of grade level standards, while also working to progress and advance the individual students farther when applicable. Gifted students may have flexible pacing, advanced coursework, or other areas of flexibility to meet the needs of that student academically. Ms. Condor works to ensure that we have an annual plan for the student, but also looking long-term at where that student is headed academically. We do also offer at the K-8 level for students who participate in the virtual enrichment or the in-person enrichment, the ability to skip a lesson in history or science, depending on which month they participated in those activities. Here is a snapshot of our tentative schedule for the 2017-2018 school year of some of our in-person events planned for our gifted and talented students. A few of the events will actually allow all students at our school to participate, such as the November 3rd STEM Showcase and Rubik's Cube competition, the Hour of Code, the Spelling Bee, and the chess tournament. We've put together some additional resources for you. We have a QRG with information on gifted and talented identification. Embedded in that QRG is also the survey link where you may recommend students to be identified or tested into the Gifted and Talented program. Remember, you can use that survey link all year long. We've also found a TED Talk, which is only about 7 minutes long, if you'd like more information on what a gifted student might look like and how you might be able to support that student. Ms. Amy Condor will also rotate throughout the staff meetings between OVCA and Insight this school year to share strategies on supporting these students in the general education classroom, along with giving you an update each month of the offerings going on both virtually and in person for our gifted students. You also need to remember to complete the survey so that you get credit for watching this training. And don't forget, if you have any questions at all about our Gifted and Talented programs at OVCA and Insight, you can email me at nellison@k12.com. Thank you so much. Have a great day.